Hey everybody, do you have a seat on an ATC that looks like this? Or maybe like this? Well, I'm going to show you real quick how to restore a seat. And the seat came off of a 19, and this is a question mark, 1979 is what it says it is. All the parts fishes say there's no 1979-90. That they stopped in 78, but this one's in 1979. So what we're doing here is we're trying to build up the missing foam or decayed foam. You can see I've got a piece in here that kind of rounds that off, and this is a nice heavy seat cover, so it hides a bunch of sins, so we can really kind of get stuff put in there in a way that just gets it somewhat formed. So I've got these pieces set in here, and then I just mark it and cut it, and it's like so, just different foams. And then I'll just put a little something and fill in here, and believe me, that cover, you'll never know this is all down here. So there it is. Get it all tucked down and we'll put it together. And here is the metal piece. I'm barely able to save it. It was almost rusted through completely, but it still holds its shape, and it fits the bottom of the foam. Alright, so lay it down. Feed it in. Probably going to need to fiddle with the metal piece here. And I can punch the holes probably. Alright, so I put a run of foam back here, and it should blend in, because when I had put the seat cover in, the only thing that stuck, the metal was the only thing sticking out. So this might just fill that void. So it sits down in this pan, and I've got the little bolt holes, and it's really loose fitting at this point. And these basically suck this down like so. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get this to sit down and maybe even stitch. I might even stitch something in here to bring these two together a little bit better. I know the original one had some staples in here, and I do have some staples, but they're just going in the foam, so it's not really going to hold very well. So I think I'm going to try to suck these two up together a little bit. Probably don't need to, but I'm going to. And bring this down. Because this is the line that it's supposed to go to, but there's no way it's going to go to that line. maybe I can get something to hold this a little bit better. And then that'll come like so. It bolts in here with these. So these bars are going to go in with these threaded pieces going like so. Alright, that's the plan. Alright, so there was some serious fiddling to get these on. Get these two nuts, that metal backing plate. And I got this side. I've got this side on. So that'll suck up a little more. So I'm liking that. When I get this side on, it's going to stretch this all out. It's going to be beautiful. And I'm glad I'm doing all this before I paint, so I can get it all test fit, make sure it all works before I go scratching up brand new paint. So there it is. Nice and tight. I mean, that's super tight. And these are a bear to get on. These bars down here. But that's for a reason, because it is tight. I didn't think I'm going to like this cover at first, but I absolutely love it now. So it's all test fit. All the bolts. You got all these 4 bolts here holding these side pieces on, and then 2 here. I'll get them all to match. And I also need to put this protective plastic part around the metal in the back of the seat. So I'm going to keep that handy. So now I can move on to the actual fender and start working repairing a little of this fiberglass. So I'm real happy. The seat is nice and tight, and when it's against a nice brand new red fender, it's going to look beautiful. So the high points, or the points to keep in mind on this seat restoration, or any ATC seat restoration, with the exception of something like this, is to keep in mind you don't have to get it perfect. The foam can be beat up, it can be rusted out, it can be all messed up. Now this one has been sitting out in the sun. I let it out in the sun for 2 days just so it stretches in the right spots. I mean, it's darn near perfect. If you ask me, this is going to be the nicest seat cover that I think I could find for this bike. And it works the same, you know, the ability to not really have to get everything perfect, because this is a really double thick with foam in these pipings. There's foam in here with a backing. I mean, you know, it can be real ugly underneath, and it'll come out looking just like this. And I did the same thing with this Honda 70 here, and it came out perfect. And even this 185 seat came out really nice, but as you can see there's a little bit of foam irregularity coming through. That's because this doesn't have that pleated top, that padded top with the ribs running through it. So if you do get a choice, if you have a choice and you don't care about it being OEM, then this would be a easy slam dunk. So there you have it. It's not difficult. It just takes some time and some caressing a little bit here and there, and like anything, just getting started. So I'm going to restore this 90. This is an ATC 90, 1979. I'm going to restore this up to a rider's level, and that's going to be with painted fender, probably the painted tank, and that's about it, just cleaning everything else up. But for the seat, there it is. So go get them.